Welcome to paradise and the penultimate stage of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, the Argo Group Gold Cup, held on Hamilton Harbour in Bermuda. There really is no better setting for such a pivotal event, where clear azure skies and crystal blue waters meet red-hot ambition, as the teams battle it out for the prestigious King Edward VII Gold Cup trophy. The Royal Bermuda Yacht Club has been playing host to this regatta since 1937 and supplies a perfectly matched fleet of International One design boats for the competitors to race in. The $100,000 prize purse is certainly an incentive to pull out all the stops here, but it's often the prestige of winning the Gold Cup, a trophy renowned as the golden ticket to the America's Cup, that sees teams arrive with their game faces on. There is, of course, one more reason to go for gold in Bermuda, and that's to get those all-important points on the Alpari Tour leaderboard ahead of the final event in Malaysia, the Monsoon Cup. Things are looking tight at the top of the table, with a meagre 10 points separating the top four. That said, they certainly seemed confident when we spoke to them ahead of racing.
Ian Williams from GAC Pindar. We're currently leading the Alpari World Match Racing Tour on 82 points.
I'm Adam Minoprio from Team Alpari FX. We're currently sitting second equal on 73 points on the overall leaderboard.
My name is Taylor Canfield on USone Sailing Team. We are currently sitting in second on the Alpari World Match Racing Tour with 73 points.
I'm Björn Hansen for the eWork Sailing Team. We're on 72 points on the leaderboard and in fourth position.
GAC Pindar is a strong team. We've got a very good win-loss ratio overall.
First 2 years I did the event, I got second both times.
We came down a few days early to get a little extra practice in, and that is definitely paying off right now.
It's going to be very cutthroat to see who gets through and who misses out.
The competition will be very tough. I think it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, and it should be a great event.
The top four tour card holders may have had their own private battle going on, but each of the 20 teams invited to the Argo Group Gold Cup would be doing all they could to get their hands on the trophy too. Amongst them was one skipper in particular set to mix things up, and he needs no introduction. Sir Ben Ainslie, the most successful sailor in Olympic history, is no stranger to the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, and his formidable team of Ian Percy, Matt Cornwell and Christian Camp have a special love for this event and an extra special reason to return here this year.
I think the Alpari World Match Racing Tour is a fantastic circuit. I mean, the venues and the style of racing and the different types of boats is really a huge challenge for all of these teams. Our track record here at the event is pretty good actually. The first year we came, that was 2007 I think, and we were third, and we came back again in 2009 and 2010, and we managed to win both times. So we have always loved coming here. We've got a lot of great friends here, and have always enjoyed racing in these types of boats. These boats are very special. I mean, they're obviously, all of them are very old. It's a very old design, and it means that the racing is unique because the boats are very slow. They take a long time to accelerate and a long time to decelerate, and therefore the manoeuvres have to be thought out much further ahead. And if you make a mistake and you get into trouble, it's very hard to break free. And that is slightly different to a lot of the other events which are sailed in slightly faster, more manoeuvrable boats. We haven't raced on this tour on these types of boats for about 3 years now, and you know, the level of the teams that are here, they're all very, very successful, talented sailors and teams. So for sure, Ian Williams is probably you know, one of the guys we've always had great racing against. He's a four-time world champion, I believe, and certainly probably the most accomplished match racer here. We had some great races against Adam Minoprio and his boys back in the day. Josh, the young local hero, and he's a great guy, and I was really impressed by how he was sailing. Taylor Canfield as well, another young face coming through, doing really well in the tour in recent years. The main reason we're here, and it's sad to say it, is not to win the event, but we're here really to raise awareness for the Andrew Simpson Sailing Foundation and to race in Bart's name. And one of the first events we ever did on the match racing tour was this event, I think in 2008. He was only here for a week, but he left a huge impression on everybody he met, and people have always talked about him when we come back in past years. And so he had a great following here, he loved this event, and this was just a great way for us to get our old team back together. We're all great mates, have some fun sailing, and remember Andrew, and raise some funds for this great foundation.
The first day of racing saw what many of the sailors were calling a rusty start to the regatta as they got reacquainted with the boats and the racecourse. The 20 teams were split into 2 groups where the top 4 from each would advance through to the quarterfinals. After 4 flights, Adam Minoprio's team Alpari FX was leading Group 1 with 3 wins, and in Group 2 with a tie at the top on 4 wins was Ben Ainslie Racing Team, skippered by Ben Ainslie, and Ian Williams GAC Pindar. The second day was set to be a great spectacle, starting with a battle of the Brits, as the leaders of Group 2 went head-to-head. Simon Shaw has the action.
This is the match we've been waiting for. The 2 most informed skippers here so far in the Argo Group Gold Cup, looking horns and going head-to-head. They're both from Great Britain. It's Ben Ainslie against Ian Williams and GAC Pindar. A great start from both boats. The bows very even. Both boats looking for speed, looking for height. 100% focused on the sailing of the boat. Williams in this left-hand corner. He's going to have to either cross Ben Ainslie and escape from the left-hand side, or he's going to have to work up to the line of Ben Ainslie and force him to tack. So Williams and GAC Pindar managed to find some advantage on the left-hand side of the racecourse. They've exploited that, and they are the team that round that first mark ahead. Ben Ainslie and Bart Racing. They're now round, and the spinnaker going up. Ian Percy, tactician, and Trimmer wrestling the guy round. They're just looking on as Ian Williams continues to extend his lead down the course. As we come up towards the finish, it is Williams that has dominated this exchange. He will go on to take the win and also the scalp, the British quadruple gold medalist and America's Cup winning tactician.
Those guys sailed really, really well. They had some good speed and sailed the ships nicely, and when you do that, it's pretty hard to come back. So yeah, hats off to them. But we'll just keep working on trying to get through to the next round.
After 9 flights, Ben Ainslie and Ian Williams had secured their places in the quarterfinals, leaving a real battle from both groups for the remaining places the following day. In Group 1, both Keith Swinton's Black Swan Racing and the Stena sailing team of Johnny Bernson were hovering on the edge of a quarter-final place. So when they faced each other, a win proved crucial, as a loss here would mean an early flight home. The racecourse proved to be a minefield with tricky wind shifts and unpredictable holes. We joined the pair as they approached the second top mark, with Bernson leading.
Swinton coming in from the right-hand side. Bernson with one final tack in before the top mark. Bernson trying to defend this rounding. Prevent Swinton from rounding inside, but the Australian skipper sliding between Bernson and the mark. Bernson trying to shut the door, but Swinton rounds inside. And there the blue flag from the umpires. Johnny Bernson just pushing too hard to shut the door. And he has handed the lead to Keith Swinton, who now sails away down towards the finish line. Great sailing there from the Australian. Good boat placement. He has reaped the benefits. Now Johnny Berntsen forced just to sail away. Keith Swinton through the line. He takes the win.
Just at the top mark, we tried to lee bow him and close him outside the 2 boat lengths, and we get a penalty on that, so pretty much that decided the race, and he passed us. I think we're totally out of the quarters now, so we have 1 race left, and we're going to do the best in that and see what happens, so I think we're out.
In Group 2, it was all on for Phil Robertson and Pierre-Antoine Morvan, as they also found themselves in a must-win situation for a spot in the quarterfinals. We joined them on the start line in this 3-lap race.
We came off the line, we were to leeward where we wanted to be, but we're slow on the pin, which is not ideal, and he managed to hold us all the way out to the lay line. Led around the first top mark, and he did a really good job to defend that on the first downwind. Got in a real good tacking jaw on the upwind, and we managed to gain out of every single tack, so I think that's credit to the guys on board just tacking the boat properly. Managed to pop out in front of him and take the lead at the top mark, but true form to match racing, he came back and got just ahead on the downwind, and coming into the bottom mark we got a tight overlap to leeward of him and managed to drag him out past the mark, and then he just tried to throw a jibe in front of us onto port, and we managed to hit him. He got a red flag penalty right after the bottom mark, which put him behind where he should have been, and we managed to just extend and lead the race and win it from there.
By the end of the day, all quarter-finalists were decided, with Bruni, Canfield, Minoprio and Swinton qualifying in Group 1, and Williams, Ainslie, Hansen and Robertson advancing through in Group 2. By the evening, the teams had swapped their sailing kit for suits as they attended a fundraiser evening for the Andrew Simpson Sailing Foundation, hosted at the home of Mark Watson, CEO and President of Argo Group, and his wife Anna Paula. Ben Ainslie and Ian Percy also played their part in what was a beautiful, poignant and truly sensational evening, raising over $90,000 for the cause, which aims to encourage and support youngsters who wish to make a career in sailing.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control. Spot the opportunity. Then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
Welcome back to the 5th stage of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, where competitors are treated to a week of racing on Hamilton Harbour in Bermuda.
Welcome to Bermuda and welcome to the Argo Group Gold Cup. The 5th year that Argo has been our sponsor, and so 2013 we're happy to have them back along with our other sponsors, and it's going to be a great event. We've been a tour member for a long time. It's a great relationship, and it's obviously adds prestige to our event, which has been running since 1937, but in its present format since 1985. Bermuda's got a great history, and this event just adds to part of that historical story that Bermuda presents to the world. Our boats, which are an International One design, they date back to 1936. We had a race in Jamestown, Virginia, that was won by Sherman Hoyt in International One Designs. He presented the trophy to us in 1937. And so we've been racing for this Gold Cup since 1937 in the same boats. What makes this event very special for us and the world is, first off, Bermuda. It's a wonderful amphitheater back behind us with the Hamilton Harbour. We've got great hospitality in the island, of course. We have Bacardi, which is one of our sponsors. They host the welcoming cocktail party on the Monday night at the start, so that's the kickoff. Mark Watson, who is the CEO of Argo, along with Ben Ainslie and Ian Percy, are hosting a very special dinner in aid of the Bart Simpson Foundation. We have entertainment, we have food, and obviously Bermuda's famous dark and stormies as well. And the sometimes sunny BDA skies, which just make it a spectacular, picturesque, beautiful place.
After a testing qualifying round, it was time to set the quarterfinals in motion. First to choose his opponent was Ian Williams, and he selected Taylor Canfield and the USone team as his opponent.
Yeah, we're going to pick Taylor Canfield, really because of the way the tour's shaping up. We need to get him hopefully knocked out early in this regatta so he doesn't take too much of a lead on us into Malaysia.
By flight 4, it was 2-1 to Canfield. There were plenty of lead changes, but Williams was finding it hard to stay ahead. If his opponent pick was to go his way, he needed to stop Canfield from taking a third win in this next race. We joined them in the pre-start.
This is do or die time for Williams. Williams having picked Taylor Canfield to try and knock him out of the competition early. Both these teams right at the top of the overall Alpari World Match Racing Tour leaderboard, looking to maximise their points position before the finals in Malaysia. In the final minute, Williams looking for a jibe out across the front of Canfield.
That is a definite penalty.
A disaster strikes. Canfield's able to try and block him. Williams infringes. There's the blue flag confirming it. The umpire's deciding Williams couldn't get across the front. Rod Dawson, tactician for USone Sailing, Taylor Canfield. Really the brains trust on that boat, and you can hear the intensity coming out of him. He's really bossing that crew, making the key decisions. They catch Williams out there as both boats turn back towards the line. Williams there looking to try and drive Canfield down the line, but he looks to be across. It's Canfield that's going to take the pin, the better of the two starts. As they come up to the top mark, it's Taylor Canfield out in front. Williams is right on his tail. As they come onto that final downwind leg, it is Taylor Canfield out in front. Williams still has that outstanding penalty. Both boats coming down towards the line. It is Taylor Canfield that has upset the reigning Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion. That is Taylor Canfield coming down the final run. The USone Sailing team to take this quarterfinal and with it eliminate Ian Williams.
A mighty fall for Ian Williams here may have a significant impact on the way the scores play out at the end of the series, leaving the competition for the world title wide open. Next up, New Zealander Phil Robertson with Waka Racing faced Italian Francesco Bruni's Luna Rossa team. We caught up with the tight Kiwi team earlier in the week to get familiar with the boats and dig up some insider knowledge on the crew.
My name's Phil Robertson. I'm the skipper of Waka Racing. I am 26 years old. My favourite position on board is probably to drive, but I'm also a really good bowman. Yeah, the IOD's a really special and really unique boat. They're about 100 years old, they're really heavy and made out of timber, so beautiful antiques pretty much. They don't really have a rudder on them. They've got a bit of a trim tab on the back of the keel, so they're really, really hard to turn. So the trimmers have to be really dialed in, and the communication's got to be really, really good to be able to turn the boats in tacking and jiving.
My name's Garth Ellingham. I'm the main sheet and tactician on this boat. My favourite position would be probably the role I'm doing today, which is main sheet and tactician. You know, try and help the boys out, think ahead, and help fill out and telling them where to go.
My name's Adam, I'm from Walker Racing. My position on the boat is the bowman. And what's my favourite position? I think my favourite position is being in front of another team.
I'm James Williamson of Walker Racing. I'm the head sail trimmer on board. My favourite position is trimming, obviously. Yeah, they're actually pretty different to a normal boat for me. I've got a few extra roles to play. I've got the step. I've got to provide a step for Phil.
I'm a 60-40, so 40% of my body is my legs and the 60% is my torso. This boat's actually really good, and it's fine because it's about waist height, so my bum sits up over it all right, but on other boats it comes up to about my chest. So what we've actually had to adapt to as a trimmer, I call for a step. He gets on his back like this, and I just step up and take the boat like that.
I think it's more degrading for Phil than it is for me. Phil is pretty short.
I know what he's talking about.
Bringing it up now. More Trav.
On you, 3.
I've got to drop the spinnaker and sort of help hoist it. And of course my winch is a little bit different to a normal winch with the handles on the bottom. 80% now.
I'm trimming the jib.
Other than that, it's all sailing's pretty standard.
Match racing these boats, communication is probably the biggest thing, I think. Just making sure the skipper's always talking about what he wants to achieve, how he wants to turn, when he's going to turn, and the trimmers have to be responding to what he's saying, basically. Still building here.
Looks like some pressure coming inside of us here.
90, 100.
More lift coming as well, eh? Yeah. Bringing it up now. More Trav. Copy.
Unfortunately for Phil and his team, despite their camaraderie and strong knowledge of the IODs, their road to the Gold Cup would end at the quarter-final stage. Francesco Bruni, winner of the 2011 Alpari World Match Racing Tour and tactician for Luna Rossa Challenge in this year's America's Cup, took 3 straight wins, maintaining the dominant form he'd been showing all week.
Oh, we just weren't there today. I don't think our heads were in the right space, and we weren't really as switched on as we usually are, and not sailing as well as we can do, so it's a bit disappointing. I think the whole team's pretty exhausted as well. We've done 14 days sailing straight in 3 different continents, so it's not ideal, and we've been pretty tired all week. So I think it's all caught up with us, and today we just didn't sail anywhere near our potential, and Bruni was firing and he was sailing really well. So we pretty much lost 3 straight races.
A second tour card holder was out early on, and the next pairing would say goodbye to a third. Adam Minoprio came up against Keith Swinton and took it to a 5th match. Both having secured 2 wins each, we take up the decisive race in the pre-start.
Keith Swinton with a big luff, the tack across the bow of Adam Minoprio. Trying to escape to that right-hand side. Very aggressive move, and there the penalty. Keith Swinton was deciding that was too aggressive, that he couldn't get that tack in. And they've ordered him the penalty. And there's the start gun. Swinton is on the right-hand side, the much better of the starts. Adam Minoprio in that trailing position. And there the red flag, so the umpire's deciding Keith Swinton gained an advantage from that infringement. He's going to be forced to do his penalty turn. That's a 270-degree turn, a jibe. And all the time, Adam Minoprio sailing back up the course. This quarter-final poised on 2-2. Great positioning for Adam Minoprio up in that windward position. He has control, he can drive where this race goes. I know he'll be keen to put some points on the board here in Bermuda. Adam Minoprio, team Alpari FX set their spinnaker. Just trying to keep clear of Swinton there by staying high away from the mark. He's done enough. Adam Minoprio coming down through towards the finish to take the win.
Join us after the break to see who will take the last quarter-final spot, Ben Ainslie or Bjorn Hansen.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control. Spot the opportunity. Then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
The quarter-final stage has already seen the fall of 3 tour card holders, and it's time to see if one more will be added to the list. So Ben Ainslie faced Bjorn Hansen's eWorks sailing team in what was to be a fiery matchup. First blood went to Hansen. We joined them for their second match to see if Ainslie had an answer.
Both boats in the pre-start. Hansen there coming up onto the stern of Ben Ainslie, looking for the luff. Peels from both boats. It's a yellow flag, so Bjorn Hansen getting the penalty. Now, that is a surprise. I'm sure he'll be very disappointed with that decision there by the umpires. Wasn't expecting to see the penalty on the Swede, but that's what the umpires have decided. Now Hansen has Ben Ainslie trapped towards the left-hand end of the start line. Hansen with the tack away now in the final few seconds, looking to start up here at the boat end. Ben Ainslie all the time building speed, building momentum on his IOD 35 down towards the pin. Hansen with 2 tacks, that not looking the quickest. Start gun sounds. Both boats tracking upwind. As we round the top mark, it is Bjorn Hansen that has Ben Ainslie out to the right-hand side of the racecourse, looking to luff. He has a penalty down, so he needs to be aggressive here, but to get control of this race, trying to force a mistake out of quadruple gold medalist. As they track over towards that right-hand side, I think Ben Ainslie just managing to work a bit of space. Hansen there sailing slightly lower, looking for a bit of speed. As they get into that right-hand corner, Ainslie able to fit the jibe in. Hansen jibes on top. Excellent crew work from both boats, but Ben Ainslie with a very aggressive luff, forcing nearly a broach out of Bjorn Hansen. We're on the final leg to the finish. Does the Swede have an answer? He needs to extend, he needs to sail fast. Ben Ainslie all the time pressing back towards the finish line. Keeping it tight, keeping Hansen under pressure. He's going to try and complete his penalty turn. There's the jibe, there's the drop, here comes the tack. Has Hansen got enough? We can see Ben Ainslie coming into shot, coming up to the line, but there's the bow of Ben Ainslie. And he comes through the line, and it is Ben Ainslie takes the second match, and to level the score in this semi-final at 1-1.
Ainslie went on to win his remaining 2 races, taking the win and knocking Hansen out of the competition. At Advancing through to the semi-finals were Taylor Canfield, Francesco Bruni, Adam Minoprio and Ben Ainslie. The first head-to-head was Francesco Bruni versus defending champion Taylor Canfield. Bruni took the first 2 wins, leaving a must-win race for Canfield. The fireworks begin in the pre-start.
Taylor Canfield trying to roll around the bow. Francesco Bruni, it's very close. There, the blue flag. The umpires deciding that Taylor Canfield did not keep clear. He had tried to escape to the left-hand end of the line. Start gun sounds and both boats now sailing upwind. I think there, Francesco Bruni over the line. He's going to have to go back, so Taylor Canfield gets away with it. Not such a good start, but he was behind the line. And it is Bruni that is going to have to sail back, recross, and start sailing upwind. Taylor Canfield continuing to track up the racecourse. It has taken Francesco Bruni a very long time to get back behind the line. Francesco Bruni battling hard to get onto the breeze of Canfield. And let's remember, Taylor Canfield still has that outstanding penalty. He come down towards the bottom of the course. Canfield has done a nice job of the positioning here, giving himself a chance to try and offset this penalty now. Francesco Bruni needs to stay clean. He just needs to stay behind here. Try and stay tight before the boats come through the finish line. Canfield has the position. He has that lured position. Now he has to complete attack and come back down to a downwind course and sail through the line to win this race. Francesco Bruni just has to stay close, not give Canfield the space to complete his turn. There, Francesco Bruni diving for the inside.
Inside the zone, stalled. Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Taylor Canfield trying to stop Francesco Bruni crossing the line.
Don't go in there. He cannot go in there.
And there, Taylor Canfield shutting the door on the committee boat.
We were inside the zone the whole time.
But Francesco Bruni managing to sneak through.
Cannot go in there. Why? Why are we getting a penalty? We didn't even hit.
Rod Dawson and Taylor Canfield screaming their protest. Bruni comes away with the win.
Wow. Did you guys not see the zone?
The first finalist was decided, but who would join him? It was time for Ainslie and Minoprio to fight it out.
Team Alpari FX is racing in the semi-finals against Serbia and Ainslie.
The Kiwis are a bit competitive bunch, so I'm sure they'll be trying to get us back for, I think last time we raced here was in the finals.
The first 2 times we raced Ben, we won, but then the last time here in Bermuda didn't turn out so well for us.
I'm sure they'll be trying hard to turn the tables from that one.
He's a very focused, aggressive sailor. He's got a top crew. There's one thing with Ben and his team, they're always fast.
He's undoubtedly one of the best match racers in the world.
They'll always be on your tail, regardless.
He's very good at the game, the knowledge of the rules.
They sail the boat fast and in the right shift, so you've got to be on top of your game to beat him.
Those guys have sailed together for quite a long time now, so they make a very good team, and you can see that in the results.
Hopefully we can go out there for New Zealand and take down Serbia and Ainslie.
Ainslie took the first win of their semi-final before heavy rain put an end to the racing. The next day saw better conditions and their second match got underway.
So Ben Ainslie, he's coming up against Adam Minoprio, team Alpari FX.
He's backing. He was backing his main. Flag it. He backed his main.
And there, the blue flag. That is a penalty on Ben Ainslie. Minoprio escaping off to the right-hand side of the box. Ainslie over the top of the committee boat, inside the final minute.
34, 33, 32.
30 seconds to go. Ainslie turning up, leading this pair back towards the pin end of the line. Percy, tactician, looking up the course, trying to cool the breeze.
13, 12, 11.
Final 10 seconds, both boats trimmed in.
3, 2, 1, go.
There's the start gun. Minoprio from the right-hand side. Ben Ainslie coming all the way over to the left. Looks like he's picked up some nice pressure on this left-hand side. As the boats come back together, he's able to use that to come across the line of Minoprio. He's going to cross. Now, remember, Ainslie has that outstanding penalty, but right now he has that all-important lead. As we come down towards the finish, is Ainslie out in front. The jib goes up. He's going to have to complete that penalty turn. That is one tack. And he's going to have to sail back through the finish line. Here goes Ben Ainslie. And Adam Minoprio charging down. Ainslie up through the turn. Ben Ainslie looks to be in control of the match. Putting his bow through the line, takes the blue flag and the win.
Ainslie went on to take a third and final win, securing his place in the final against Francesco Bruni. Join us for part 4 to find out who will take home the Argo Group Gold Cup.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control. Spot the opportunity. Then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker. Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
The last day of the Argo Group Gold Cup saw 2 finals taking place. First up was a fleet race to decide the winner of the Renaissance Re Junior Gold Cup. A promising fleet of Optimist dinghies raced the same course as the Argo Group Gold Cup finalists. And it was a great spectacle to behold, seeing the sailing stars of tomorrow in action. Great Britain's Milo Gill-Taylor took the win and the title for the Renaissance Re Junior Gold Cup, but would the Brit in the Argo Group Gold Cup final follow suit?
It's great for us to be in the final. We didn't really know what to expect coming into this event after such a long time away from the tour. I think we're sailing Francesco Bruni and his team, who looks like they haven't lost a match all week. So we're expecting a very tough battle there.
With a clear mind, not expecting anything in particular. Whatever comes, we are happy. That frame of mind, it's a way to win races.
So it's finals time. Up against Francesco Bruni of Luna Rossa. It is Francesco Bruni on the right of screen, heading off towards the left-hand side. As they come in at the top mark, Francesco Bruni able to capitalise on that position, and he leads his first match around the top mark, down towards the finish. It is Francesco Bruni who sails through the line to take race 1. There, the luff from Francesco Bruni and Ainslie in the lead yellow boat on the left-hand side of the pair. Bruni has him under pressure. We're inside the final minute. As the boats fall down into port, we can see a yellow flag. It's a penalty for Sir Ben Ainslie. Francesco Bruni has turned that into a monstrous lead. He leads around the mark, sets his spinnaker. And there's no stopping the Italian. He sails on to take the win in race 2. So this is the match. Ben Ainslie on the ropes. Bruni with a 2-0 advantage. Ainslie sliding off towards the right-hand end of the line. Francesco Bruni powering off the centre, off towards the left. Ainslie having to do 2 tacks in quite quick succession. As the boats come back together in the centre of the course, we'll be able to tell who's out in front. Ainslie, the final tack over on this left-hand side. It's a game of chess out there on Hamilton Harbour. Both skippers looking to use the breeze to their advantage. And it is Francesco Bruni that comes in from the right-hand side. A quick tack in front of the bow of Ben Ainslie, who looks for the hook. He's diving down his side. Will he get the overlap? Inch perfect precision from Francesco Bruni. He's able to stay in front. As they round Mark 1, it is the Italian team that have the advantage. Coming up to the final top mark, Bruni again with the lead. Ainslie crossing towards that right-hand side. Looks to be picking up a nice shift. Now can he use this to his advantage to throw a spanner in the works? Last chance saloon for Ainslie. He needs to win this match. Now can Francesco Bruni cross? Here comes Ainslie. Bruni down around the mark, but Ainslie's bow up inside. Heels from Ainslie. Bruni with the hoist. Small mistake there, but his spinnaker's now set. He's pointing towards the finish. But there, umpires step in. It's a yellow flag, and it's a red as well. So Francesco Bruni having to do an immediate penalty. Spinnaker's set. He's down and through the line, claiming race 3. Bruni, final tack towards the boat end. Ainslie follows underneath. Trying to force Bruni to be early. But as the final seconds tick down, it is Bruni who tacks off the boat end of the line. Ainslie forced to tack underneath. A great start for the Italian. Are we looking at the performance of the champion? Up the course, it's a dial. Ainslie on the right-hand side, forcing Bruni to duck. Great sailing from Ben Ainslie. He's now back in front. And Francesco Bruni picking up a penalty during that incident as well. As we come down towards the bottom mark, Ainslie rounding in front. There, the turn up, sailing off to the right-hand side of the racecourse. Ben Ainslie holding on to the lead, and as he comes down towards the finish, he's going to claim match 4. And we have a sudden death final. So this is the match. This will decide the Gold Cup. And as the gun sounds, it is Ben Ainslie on the left-hand side, Francesco Bruni in the windward position, with the control. Wind much lighter. Ainslie sliding his boat through the tack. Cornwall Bowman trying to initiate as much roll, but it is Francesco Bruni who slides across the front of Ben Ainslie, using all of his Italian cunning in the light to sail on to an emphatic lead. And as he rounds the final top mark, it's Francesco Bruni out in front. He leads this match, he sets his spinnaker, and he heads down towards the finish. It's been an incredible performance from this Italian team. Francesco Bruni of Luna Rossa Challenge comes down and through the lines and he punches the air. He celebrates his victory. He now holds the Gold Cup.
Yes. What an amazing achievement. Winning here at the
Yes,
Argo.
amazing achievement. Yes. It's been a great week. We have been sailing very well the whole week. It's not just a final, a lucky final. We sailed very well the round robin, the quarterfinals, the semis, all won by 3-0, and then he came all to the big final against Ainslie. It was a great return to the World Tour. I'm so happy. I was not expecting to go so well. I think that I have to thank you, Luna Rossa, for giving me the opportunity to come here, and the Luna Rossa guys, the boys that were here with me. You know, they did a fantastic job. Without them, that would have not happened.
It was a great final, I think, to go to 3-2. It's great for the event. Francesco and his boys sailed really, really well, and we had to fight very hard to get ourselves back into the game and take it to the final race. They did a nice job to push us into the light winds under the buildings and put them into a great position.
The biggest thing for me personally was obviously I missed my brother's wedding a few days ago, so it all makes up for it.
The Argo Group Gold Cup has been a whirlwind of great match racing action and a social scene to match, making the whole experience enjoyable for all involved. This year's regatta has seen the fall of some top seeds as well as the return of a few names from the not-so-distant past. Who knows who we may see competing for the world title next year? This year's world champion has yet to be decided, and it's still anyone's to claim, with the results in Bermuda keeping the standings close. All eyes are on the final event, the event that will see the champion of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour crowned. The Monsoon Cup in Malaysia. You wouldn't want to miss it.